you might. Love public slaughter's in her secret. Came up from the city named out to celebrate. Love public slaughter's in her secret. Came up from the.
So you can fast forward about 6 months, and a couple of young guys, one was named Mark and the other one was named Matt, and they were sort of Baptist-y guys, and so they gave great altar calls. And we got the punk band to come and play, and several other bands to play, and we didn't really do a lot of advertising, and on this one night 500 kids were there. And I kind of knew what to expect, because the next door neighbor called the police out every week, almost every night. It got to the point where we were almost on first name basis with the police officers patrolling in Moreno Valley that would respond to calls around 7 o'clock at night. And she was getting some hassle over all these sort of false complaints. So there we are. I'm standing at the gate because I knew the police were coming. You know, we had 500 kids on the property. We had the punk band playing. And, you know, you could tell we were having a pretty good party. Well, I didn't really expect it, but then 7 police cars come driving, and a canine unit come driving up, and there's the sergeant. He comes up, he comes to the gate, and I say, well, hi, how you doing? My name's Charlie, and I'm the lawyer. Do you have a warrant? And of course, they didn't have a warrant, and they wanted to tell me, well, you know, it's illegal to have live music in this city. I said, oh, I got to read that law. And I said, because, you know, I've read all the laws, and that's not one of them. I said, and I can't believe that it's illegal to sing about Jesus in this city at a party at your house. So let's go look at the law books. And of course, the police officers are all standing there. They got their stuff ready to go, and the dogs are there, and they're sniffing around and all that. But they can't go in because we didn't give them permission to go in. And we looked at the codes, and he finally agreed that he didn't have a leg to stand on about there being a violation. But we made a deal. Look, you can send one guy in there and see what's going on, and he can come out. If you agree that there's no criminal activity, then you guys can all leave. So we did that, and sure enough, it wasn't too much longer. They all started their cars up and left. And that night, that altar call, 300 kids came forward. We gave away 300 New Testaments. Well, the ranch lasted a long time in terms of a ministry that was under so much attack. Eventually, we had to defend ourselves in front of the city council, and eventually we had to go to Superior Court to try and stop a permanent injunction against us. And even from the moment that they began that process, it took them 3 years to close it down. And during that period of time, somebody had given us New Testaments to hand out to kids who came forward and accepted Christ. And one 10-month period, we handed out 3,000 New Testaments. So, I didn't really care that much about the skaters, but Jesus loved the skaters. He wanted them to know Him. And we saw kids, you know, clean up their lives and get out of juvenile hall, and you know, kids who got hurt got healed, and mothers that were suffering from diseases got healed, and some got baptized, and some grew up and they eventually got married and had kids of their own, and all of that has happened over a period of time at the ranch. And while this was all going on, there were really only about 4 of us that were running the whole thing. That's how many people we could get to agree that this is a good thing to do. You know, if you can get 4 Christians to agree on anything, you can really do a lot of damage. That's for sure. And we had 4 agreeing, and I used to say stuff like, I wonder if we'll ever get a church out of this. Well, I realized many, many years later from our start that the 4 of us, we were the church. And we were doing what Jesus had called us to do, to reach out, to advance His kingdom, to bring people into Him at this place called the ranch. It says, this is the shirt I wear when I don't care. Okay? I like these shirts. Conversation starters.